Right now, it's still kind of chilly out there. Temperatures staying in the high 40s. Tomorrow's forecast will be in the 60s. The beaches staying around 62. Downtown LA, expect a high of 65, and the valleys will reach 69 in some areas. Low coastal clouds will be rolling in later tomorrow.
Hi guys, I'm back with a new video about Ghibli's universe. I can't wait to show you all this. Since the last video, a lot has happened in the last few months, including the fact that I adopted a kitten. I was waiting for 1 year to adopt a pet, especially a cat, because I always grew up with cats around me. During the summer of 2021, my cat passed away, and it was very difficult because I had him since I was 5 years old. At the same time, I moved into an apartment a few months earlier, so I didn't have any pets with me. I have always had a deep love for animals, and if I had not chosen creation, I would have taken a profession where I could have helped animals and taken care of them. So let me introduce you to my new friend, Gigi. The first name refers directly to Kiki's cat in Hayao Miyazaki's animated film, Kiki's Delivery Service. And so I discovered this animated film when I was a child. I still remember going with my mother to a video rental store and choosing this DVD because I found the cover aesthetic and the synopsis interested me. A world of magic, witches and cats. And by the way, speaking of witches and cats, at the same time, I also really like Magical Doremi, a Japanese animation series that I used to watch every lunchtime. And I had a passion for Hello Kitty too. I collected a lot of items, stuffed animals that refer to this little white cat. And so, going back to Studio Ghibli, it's only now that I've started watching other animated films from the studio like My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Spirited Away, The Cat Returns, and Ponyo. I like them all because the stories are really different from each other and the aesthetic of the drawings is always so beautiful. But for me, I will always have a preference for Kiki's stories, and besides, I love the cat Gigi. That's also why I wanted a black cat. In the following part, you will discover that having a kitten is not easy, especially when you are an artist. And I had a hard time being focused, because she made me laugh a lot with all her nonsense. Gigi wanted to play all the time, and she came to disturb me several times when I was doing watercolor. I let you see for yourself. For this creation, I was really inspired by an iconic image from the movie and various paintings of American Impressionists. And I get into the character of Kiki with Gigi to enter the magnificent universe of Studio Ghibli. About our materials, I used Kansai Tombi watercolor, which is a Japanese watercolor and which has a tendency to be close to gouache. It's very pigmented. Its gouache side allows to keep the liveliness of the pigments, making this watercolor a very vivid painting. It's also creamier, which makes it very pleasant to mix and apply. To finalize the watercolor, I was inspired by this little card where there were gilding effects. So I used gold acrylic paint to embellish this little watercolor. I found it interesting to mix different textures. It makes the final project original. For this second creation, I wanted to make a painting. I used acrylic. I was again freely inspired by an image from the script and decided to choose to represent Kiki's house at the beginning of the movie. So I found this for Kiki manga in Japanese versions that helped me in my image search. You'll see at the end of the process, but like the first one, I changed some elements. I added a woman who paints in the garden with her cat to propose a new interpretation and especially a new look on the original work. And I have some anecdotes from the animated film for you. Historically, the movie takes place in an alternative version of Europe in the 1950s, where the two world wars never took place. Europe inspired Hayao Miyazaki to create Koriko. The city of Koriko, where Kiki settles, is imaginary, but incorporates elements of many cities around the world. Naples, Paris, Lisbon, Amsterdam, Saint-Tropez, and even San Francisco. But Stockholm remains the main inspiration. 462 different colors were used in the movie's sets and characters. It took no less than 67,374 celluloids to bring Kiki's adventures to life. Finally, to finish with the artistic aspect of the movie, in one scene you can see Ursula painting a picture. This one has a name and even a story. It's called The Ship Flying Over the Rainbow, and it was painted by the students at a special school for challenged children. With impeccable graphics and animation, Kiki's delivery service takes us into a bright, colorful setting, into a world of refinement and freshness. A world where we would like to live. These anecdotes only reinforce the aura of this adventure that Hayao Miyazaki has imagined. When I started soaring, I took my record player and the vinyl of the movie soundtrack to really get in the mood. And the movie soundtrack is directed by Joe Hisaishi. I really enjoy listening to music when I work. I found it relaxing and inspiring. Sometimes it's a good way for me to come up with new ideas. As you could see in the first video with the diaper rider, I really like vintage items. I think there is a charm that comes out of this kind of objects. It's more authentic. So to stay in the theme of the movie, I thought I would sew Kiki's red bow tie. When I went to the fabric store, I fell in love with 3 more fabrics with cat prints and thought I could make them into scrunchies. It's easy to do and it allows you to practice. When you start an art project, it's better to start small and practice than to try to do something big, because it can be discouraging and counterproductive. As they say, good things take time. And so you have to make mistakes to progress. And as you can see with the bow tie, it's way too big for her. It doesn't matter because I think she's really funny like that. So go ahead and make mistakes to try new things because it's a part of the process and it allows you to move forward. So don't be afraid to fail. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.